Good morning. I'm here at another trail in the Seven Creeks area called Cedar Point Preserve. I'm going to do a trail. Okay, so it looks like I'm here and there's no direct access to the Deer Run Trail, which is this orange one. And there's a couple of connector trails, but no, in fact, direct access. So it looks like I have to walk down either the Seven Creeks Trail or the main trail to get to the Deer Trail, do that, and then walk back. It's going to be a lot further than I planned. It's not just a 1 point something. And here you can see once again those markers. I'm going to follow the main trail and the Seven Creeks Trail, two trails that will lead me hopefully to the Deer Trail. It's a lot more distance than I planned on walking. I thought this was going to be, maybe 1.2, 1.3, which is what the Deer Trail is. But to get to it, I obviously have to walk down this trail for some distance. And I don't know how far there is. And then obviously you're going to walk that trail and then walk back out. So we're starting our journey down the trail here. These two trails run together. They're concurrent on the same path. So I have the Seven Creeks Trail and I guess what's called Main Trail is both going down here. And we're going to follow it until we reach, hopefully, a sign that says the Deer Trail. And we'll do that. And then maybe we'll come back on this trail. But that one, the Deer Trail isn't that long. I think it was only 1.2 or 1.3. Like the other trails in the area, this is very nice, very wide. You can see I'm coming through a gate, which says you're entering the Cedar Point Preserve. I wish they had a trail map here. That would be nice. But there are lots of markings, so you can't get lost to follow the trail. And here is what we came for, Deer Run. We're going to leave the main trail now. We're going to go on. It was basically a half-mile walk to get into here. We made it to the Deer Run. It wasn't as long as it looked on the map, I guess. Doing the Deer Run Trail. Once again, seems very nice, soft tread, not a lot of roots, and seems easy enough to do. So I'm really glad it wasn't as far. When I looked at that map and I saw the distance, I'm thinking it's going to be like a mile and a half to get in. Unfortunately, it will be that far to come back because I'll be at the far end of it. And I'll probably come up that main trail anyway. But let's wait till we get there before making decisions. Looks like there's some sort of road or access road off to the left, but there's a fence there. So maybe it's just marking the park boundaries, the preserve's boundaries. No other signage since I saw the first sign to tell me that this was Deer Run. There was one or two spots where there could have been an alternate path, but there's, no trespassing sign, so you're not going the right way. But other than that, you can't really get too lost following the trail. And it's pretty nice. I've got intermittent shade, a little bit of a breeze every once in a while. It's soft to walk. And it's a beautiful day out here. What more can you ask for? There's a hole there. I think that's a gopher tortoise nest, but it doesn't look like it's been used pretty much. There's a lot of leaves out front. So it might be abandoned, but a lot of other animals will actually use that as well for a den or shelter if need be. Walking along, beautiful trees with the Spanish moss hanging down. It's a nice breeze, so it's staying on the cool side when I'm in the shade. Nice not to be in the sun because it does get warm pretty quick. So I've come out from the trail to an intersection with two trails, and there is signage here, luckily. The Deer Run Trail continues straight, and the connector, which goes back to the main trail goes off to the right. So we're going to continue on Deer Run. And it is almost 12 o'clock, 1 minute 2, and I have walked 1.1 miles so far. And we're making our way. It's nice. It's a little overcast, I think, now. Some clouds. I think there was rain predicted for this afternoon, so I'd like to get done before that, which I fully expected to. But that remains to be seen. I don't think I have my rain jacket in my backpack, but I'm not sure. I probably do. I have stuff in there. I just don't know what it is. I do have a jacket, so if it rains, I guess I'll have some protection. I have a windbreaker in there, so it'll help shed some water. But let's hope we don't need it. Positive thoughts. A little further along, about 1.3 miles in, and looks like I'm going up a little rise here. Not very steep. You can just see it's trending up, and we're making our way along. Sun's come out a little bit. Some of the clouds that were overhead moved on a little bit, and the sun is peeking out now. So it's a little brighter and a little warmer. And I've come to my second intersection with a connector trail, and Deer Run continues straight. So we're going to keep going, following Deer Run. Being that this is a short trail, I figure it's only 1.3 or something. Even if I have to backtrack, including the half mile in and out, if I take the main trail, it might be a little shorter. I'm not sure. So I'm just talking, doing monkey math again in my head. So you figure that's 2.6, the extra half mile in and out, maybe 3.6. So hopefully that'll be the distance I end up doing today. But very nice. Very nice to be out here. Beautiful trails. And no gators. It just came to a portion of the trail. It looks like it almost goes off, but there's this leading to this open area. This looks like where I was the other day doing the hammock trail, and it you can see across. Almost looks like someone's had a little shelter there, like a blind or something. Let me turn you around so you can see what I see. So the trail looks like people just came out here to look. Yeah, you almost look like that could be like a little shelter, like someone made a little blind to hide in and watch nature, or maybe shoot, video. You can see a house right there. It's beautiful. There's a road. So, but this looks very similar to the area I was in yesterday, but I think I was on the other side. I'd have to look on a map, but I believe I was. Anyway, we're going to continue going on. And you can see I'm coming to an area up ahead. It looks like I see picnic tables. So this must be the intersection with the main road, or the main trail, I guess. And I think this means I did the whole deer trail, but at least you can take a nice break here. You got several trails intersecting here. Okay, so yes, this is the Deer Run. So it's ended. So we have in fact completed. There's a bobcat trail, a main trail, which also coincides with the Seven Creek Trail. So pretty nice. A lot of trails here. As I said, this is a beautiful area. Look at that trail going off there. That's the main trail. We're going to head back this way, which is the direction we came, and back to the parking lot. We're walking back on this trail. This way I don't just go over the same trail again, which I could do, but this might be a little bit shorter because I don't think it's as, it weaves in and out as much as I think the main trail does. I looked on a map, and the area that I was looking over, where it was almost like grassland, is not the same area. It's the same type of terrain, but it is not the same area that I was on the other day, because that park is actually on the opposite side and further north. So I'm not far from it, but it's not the same terrain. It just looks the same. It's the same type of topography and fauna. I'm coming to the first connector trail, so I definitely think this is a shorter route than if I would have gone back on the Deer Run trail. And you can see the sign right here showing you exit even, which is nice to see as well. So, you know, if you're not that familiar or you get turned around easy, at least that would tell you which way you need to go. And here's another trail called Turkey Trot. There's a sign that obviously fell over. It's supposed to be facing this way, and I'm going to place it back so people can see it. But you can see it shows you where the exit is, so, which is the most important thing, that people are able to find their way out. 12:20 now. I'm at 2.1 miles, and there's another bench here and another of the connector trails, and still going straight ahead, following the way out. Here I am. I'm coming up to the Deer Run trail where it starts. This is where I split off much sooner than expected. I'm only at 2.36 miles. So I have basically a half mile to get back to the trailhead. And there is a stile over here for hikers to go through. It's pretty big. You can fit a bicycle. Forget, even a horse might be able to make it through there. Just keeps the cars out, I guess, if this is closed. But yeah, so we're doing good, making good time. Figure another 10 minutes or so. I'll be back in my car. Yeah, so I think taking the main trail back was definitely a good move. I think it was a lot shorter. This pine cone, it's as big as my head almost. Well, not really quite. My head's too big to begin with. I'm at 2.6 miles so far. It's 12:30 exactly, and we're on the main trail now, and coming back to the trailhead in the parking lot. I can see I'm coming back to the little information kiosk at the start of the trail. Here's the trail start, the little kiosk, and I'm going to head toward the parking lot and make it back to my car. But you can see, just to reiterate what we did, so we went from here down on the main trail and the Seven Creeks trail to the Deer Run, took Deer Run around all the way back till it meets with the main trail and the Seven Creeks trail, and that's where those benches were, and then I walked back this way, so it's a little shorter. So, and we're back here now, and we're going to go to the parking lot, and we're done. So I've got roughly almost 2.9 miles. It'll probably be 2.9 miles by the time I make it to my car. This is a nice trail. It's free. There's no fee. Ample parking. You just got to pull in off the road. There's no fee for using it. There is a porta potty here, which I think I took a picture of it. I'll put that in. So other than that, there's no amenities here. No water, no bathrooms other than the porta potty. But it's not a long trail. It's easily done. You can follow the markings. They're quite easy to see. The trails are nice and wide, and there's no real technical skill needed for it. There are some trip hazards, obviously. You're out in the woods, but other than that, it's good. So I recommend you come out here and do them. I want to do the Deer Run trail. It looks like I'm in the wrong spot for it. I have to go back somewhere.